Have you ever wondered how airlines such as Emirates, British Airways, Qantas and Southwest Airlines are able to purchase such large aircraft? We've seen many examples of Emirates ordering up to 40 Airbus A380's. How does an airline such as Emirates have the money to purchase so many aircraft? Well, you'd be forgiven to assume that the airline has such money. We know that profit within the aviation market is very tight, and airlines don't have enough cash in hand to buy such large orders. So how exactly do major airlines actually buy these planes? Well, captains, we have to understand the concept of leasing. Majority of the airlines that we know, even the biggest airlines, operate under the concept of leasing. So for example, if you have a home that you want to buy, you go to the mortgage provider, which essentially is the bank. You sign an agreement that you're going to pay this every month for this number of years, and after that time, that house is yours. Now apply this concept to aviation, and essentially it is the same thing. Now there are three concepts that we need to understand. There's wet leasing, there's dry leasing, and also damp leasing. So let's say, for example, you're a new startup airline and you don't have the cash to be able to buy aircraft. One option you can do is to actually wet lease. So you go to a leaser and you sign an agreement for X number of aircraft. In the wet leasing, you will be provided with pilots, with cabin, with maintenance, and also insurance, and not forgetting the plane. Now this is a good route to take when you're starting up, because you're provided with all of the essentials that are needed for an airline, and all you have to do is pay the leaser monthly or yearly on whatever the amount was signed. Essentially, you have zero bought aircraft in your fleet, yet you still have many aircraft to be able to fly. Now, this is also great for when demand is really peaking. We know that during the summer months, demand really goes high. So in order to accommodate that demand, you can approach the same leaser and say, hey, demand has risen this much and I need X number of aircraft to be able to meet that demand. So the leaser will provide you with another aircraft, with more cabin crew, etc. And when demand goes down, you can return that aircraft when it's no longer needed. This concept of wet leasing can be applied to even bigger airlines, and considering that bigger airlines have the cash to be able to sign longer agreements, it may benefit them more in the long run. One great example of wet leasing is the collapse of Jet Airways. We know that not too long ago Jet Airways collapsed and they had very lucrative routes to the Middle East. Now the Middle Eastern routes are very competitive, with many airlines wanting to fly on them. A few airlines bought the slots that Jet Airways had previously, and they approached the leasers to get more aircraft so that they're able to operate on those particular routes that were bought. Now the second concept is dry leasing. This is essentially where you just get the aircraft and you don't need the pilots or the cabin crew or the maintenance, so on and so forth, because you're already well established. I think it was 2 years ago when Southwest Airlines suffered their 737 engine problems, and not relating to the 737 MAX. They grounded their 737s, and also their maintenance people went on strike. So they had a lot of cabin crew, they had pilots, but not enough planes. So whoever the leaser was for Southwest Airlines, they asked for more aircraft, but they didn't need any pilots or cabin crew because they already had them. So this allowed the airline to get out of a sticky situation by having pilots and cabin crew, but not planes. So by ordering the planes, they were able to fly. If you're an expanding airline, time is of the essence. So by going to a leaser, you're able to order a new aircraft and get it delivered quicker due to the fact that the leaser will already have it and they buy in bulk, and they can give you that aircraft without having to wait many years. So captains, the last concept is damp leasing. So let's say, for example, you have cabin crew and you also have pilots, but you don't have maintenance people who are able to maintain the aircraft. So with damp leasing, you're able to get the aircraft and also the pilots and also the maintenance, but you won't get the cabin crew because you already have it. Now this kind of leasing is way cheaper because you're not getting the full package. It works out in the long run, and once you have maintenance people who are in place, then you're able to return back the maintenance people, which in turn will result in a way cheaper lease. So there you go, captains, we've understood the concept of leasing. There's a huge misconception within the industry that many of the airlines buy their own aircraft. Majority of the airlines don't have enough money to be able to cough up billions of dollars. So a great alternative is actually leasing. So captains, if you found this video beneficial, then leave me a like on this video and also consider subscribing for more aviation videos. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys very soon. soon.